me. I'm here in the kitchen with the cat. Maybe we'll get another one, who knows. What a day. I'm wearing a blanket, it's a little chilly out here. And so, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about Mr. Rogers. This is a book with a picture of him on it. I got this book a couple months ago. It's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and it has the songs and poems that Mr. Rogers wrote. So Mr. Rogers is kind of my higher power. When I was in nursing school, one of our instructors, when we were doing mental health, which is my favorite kind of nursing, was telling us that a barrier for a lot of people in getting sober, if that's what they choose to do, and if they choose to use AA, because there's a lot of ways to get sober if that's your thing, is the idea of a higher power. Because if you are atheist or agnostic, then you might not understand the universe in those terms that are like very Judeo-Christian, the way that AA is written. And that one of the really cool things about the program and about life is that your higher power can actually be whatever you want. Like it can be like a classical sense of God, if that's your jam. But within like the framework of AA, saying that you have having a higher power is an important part of the 12 steps. She was saying that your higher power can be something different, and that a lady she knew decided that Abraham Lincoln was her higher power. And so when she had to like work the steps and think through things, instead of thinking Coco, oh my god, honey. Think you want to be a movie star? Yeah. Sorry, that's just the best thing that's happened all day. Come here. Come on. Oh, for goodness sakes. Come with your mother. Okay. Oh. Oh my god, I don't know why that tickled me so much, but I can't tell you how much I like that. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it in because I don't edit these things because I don't know how. So here we are. You're such a good boy. You clever cat. So yeah, sorry, back to things. Yeah, so that was just a suggestion that she had for kind of everyone, that your higher power can be whatever you want. And I am a lapsed Catholic, and there's still a lot of things about it that I love and I treasure, but it's not a place that I feel comfortable right now. Because I love that gay shit. Oh, I love it. And when Theodore was little, my older son, we watched a lot of Daniel Tiger, which I'd never heard of before having kids, but if you've had kids, it is like the jam. It's a really big deal. And it is a cartoon that's based on the work of Fred Rogers. It's so good. And when I was growing up, and this is like no shade on my mom, that the way that Mr. Rogers talks and the way that the parents talk to the kids in Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood and Mr. Rogers is not how my parents talk to me, because I don't think that's how most parents talk to their kids in the 80s and 90s. There wasn't an understanding of mental health like we have today. And so yeah, I really learned a lot of my parenting from watching Daniel Tiger. And I think that show is so incredible because it really models parenting as as much as it models like the way that children think, because you'll constantly see the kids in the show with the adults talking about problems and feelings, and watching it has had such a profound effect on me in how I work with my own children and other people's kids in my work as a babysitter. But also like how I interact with everyone, like, and how I interact with myself. Because I think one of the really big things in that sort of ethos is mindfulness, and also the idea that everyone has value and is special, which for me really correlates back to the Catholic idea of like that every life is important and that everyone matters, which has always had like a great resonance for me. I think it's just really beautiful, the idea that you don't have to be productive or smart, or you don't have to make things to have value. You have value, and you have inherent value because of your humanity. I think that's something that is just like a cornerstone for me, and I think in our family. Yeah. So, and that's kind of why, if I want to like feel proud of myself, or if I'm not feeling good about something, sometimes I'll think about how Mr. Cat's turned on a baby toy. It's 10:30 in the frickin' night. I can't do these during the day. Oh God. It's a zoo here. It's a GD zoo. Anyways, when I need to feel good about myself, I really will think not about like the Judeo-Christian Old Testament God of judgment, or even like the new like Christ of love who is bound up in a church or anything. Like, I really think about Fred Rogers, and I think he would be like so pleased with me just for doing my best. And yeah, I wasn't expecting to, but it makes me feel emotional. Like, just to have someone tell you like, you're special, I care about you, you're doing such a great job. And that's really how I try to talk to everyone in my life. And it's really off-putting for a lot of adults, which I think is actually really funny. Because like, I'll talk to someone like, just in general, and like, I kind of sound like a psychopath. Like, someone will be in the store like interacting with me, and they'll like look really upset, and I'll be like, how are you feeling? It seems like you might be having a difficult day. And like, for some people, they just blossom open. They're like, oh, they're so excited someone noticed. Not excited, but it makes a big difference for them. And they're like, it has been so hard. And like, I will like hug strangers because like, you can see what a hard day they're having. And I hope someone do the same for me. Other people, especially men, like back away slowly. They're having none of it with this weird short little woman who's like, hey, tell me about your feelings. And you see that when you look at like video of Fred Rogers interacting with people. He made adults very uncomfortable because he was being so still and present with them, and he wasn't asking them like for added value. It wasn't a transactional relationship for him. It was just that he liked you. So yeah, I guess maybe tying it to quarantine, because that's what's so present for all of us right now. The fact that we're not able to be productive right now doesn't diminish our inherent value. And like, I know that might sound kind of hippy-dippy or like religious, and maybe those things don't jive with you, but I think that they are so true and so important. And like, I'll even sit with you for it for a minute. You have inherent value. It's true. Everyone does. Everyone has inherent value. Even if you are in the middle, like, of just fucking it up so hard. Even if your life is a train wreck and you did that, you know, or you didn't, you know, circumstances beyond your control caused it, or whatever, like, you don't only have value when you're doing a really good job or when you have your shit together. Like, you always are really precious. You're the only one of you that'll ever come. And yeah, I think when you think about yourself like that, when you think of yourself kind of as like a citizen of the universe that matters, and that has the same inherent dignity as everyone else, then I think it's a lot harder to be mean to yourself, you know, or to other people. Like, if you truly believe that other people have inherent value, it's a lot harder to be a dick to strangers, or to people you love. And it's also easier in a lot of ways to create like healthy boundaries, because you can respect that in another person, and you can also like tell them to stop if the way they're acting isn't respecting that in you. You know, you don't have to like villainize them and be like, oh, like they're such an asshole. You know, say like, you know what, that person's not for me, and I have a right to my own body and my own safety because I have value. And like, God, what's better than that? Like, what's better than treating yourself and the people around you with compassion and respect? So this book is so beautiful. I bought it for myself, and I rarely buy new books anymore, even though they are like such a pleasure of mine, because we really try to buy used as much as we can because of the earth and shit. Like, look at these pictures, aren't those great? And I marked like 2 of them for us to read together. Yeah, here's just the classic like illustration of Fred Rogers. Isn't he the cutest? I love him so much. You know, when I was a kid, I wasn't that into Mr. Rogers because I loved the Muppets, like Sesame Street so much and Fraggle Rock. But as an adult, I go on hard for Mr. Rogers. Yeah, and you don't have to call it a higher power. You don't have to say like, Mr. Rogers is my higher power if that feels glib or it doesn't feel good to you. But I think figuring out an ethos for yourself really can create a lot of clarity in your life and a lot of calm and direction. Because when you know like who you are and what you want to be and what matters to you, then so many things fall away. Like, as you know, I make these up as I'm going, so, you know, a lot of times you hear me thinking out loud. My children are the focus of my life. They are the most important thing in my life above myself in ways that I think are healthy. If there are choices to be made that can benefit them, I make them. And that can also be choices that take care of myself, because if I'm out of commission, then I can't help them, I can't take care of them. So once I figured that out, my life got a lot easier, because like if my husband and I have a big fight or something, like and we have whoppers, like everybody does if you stay married. We both agreed that there's nothing for us more important than our kids. And so it takes a lot of things down a notch, because no matter what, we are always going to have those children together. And we have got to be gentle with each other, because we'll be in each other's lives until we die. It doesn't matter, you know, if we got divorced, if something happened between us, we will always have shared children. And And like in the little things too, because if I used to take a lot more care of my physical appearance. I used to, put on makeup every day and do my hair and stuff. And I don't now because that's not how I use my energy. Because I don't really, it turns out I don't care. It's not important to me. Like, I do have times when I do make that effort and I really enjoy it because I think it's a kind of artistry that I enjoy. But, yeah, I would rather not use my time and energy in like doing a beauty regimen every morning. I would rather just be with my kids and not be cranky about it. That was a little convoluted, but I think you can like roll with me on it. Yeah. So I'm gonna read you this poem that I hadn't heard before I got this book, and it's called "The Truth Will Make Me Free." And like, check out this illustration. Isn't that beautiful? And afterwards, I'll talk about it a little. The Truth Will Make Me Free by Fred Rogers. What if I were very, very sad, and all I did was smile? I wonder if after a while, what might become of my sadness? What if I were very, very angry, and all I did was sit and never think about it? What might become of my anger? Where would they go, and what would they do if I couldn't let them out? Maybe I'd fall, maybe I'd get sick or doubt. But what if I could know the truth and just say how I feel? I think I'd learn a lot that's real about freedom. I'm learning to sing a sad song when I'm sad. I'm learning to say I'm angry when I'm very mad. I'm learning to shout, I'm getting it out. I'm happy learning exactly how I feel inside of me. I'm learning to know the truth. I'm learning to tell the truth. Discovering truth will make me free. I think you can find things that are really profound wherever you're really like whatever makes you really happy. And that's, I kind of want to tie a bow on like the idea I was talking about earlier of finding your higher power. That poem speaks to me on like a cellular level. It just is so, that feels so true to me and so helpful and useful. And I feel like it like honors the person inside me and it helps me honor the person inside you. And so, yeah, I think if you're feeling like you would like to have something bigger than you to hold on to, and you might not everyone does, some people are very happy without it. But if that is something in you that you would like, look around at the places that bring you inherent joy. You can find things that really speak to your inner being kind of anywhere. I mean, you can look at, I guess I'm thinking about people who really are inspiring to me. And like, I think it's the gymnast Simone Biles. Like, she overcame a lot of adversity and she's so strong in who she is. Or I think about Misty Copeland, the ballerina. I really respect her. There's just a lot of people. And they can be people in your life. You know, it can be your grandma or a neighbor or whomever. But thinking about people or things that help you to treat yourself with love and respect, and like the really precious vessel that you are, will only make your life richer, and it will only make you kinder and more present and a better person to be around. And it'll help you to show the love you want to the people that are around you and just the people you touch in like a daily life. So I guess I'll leave you with that. I'll probably read more Mr. Rogers stuff in the future because I love it so much. I hope you are safe and well, and this isn't staged, this is just my life. This is Daniel Tiger's little sister Margaret. The Mr. Rogers is everywhere in my house. It's intense. I really care about you. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're safe. And yeah, try to think about it. Think about what are the things that are really special to you that make you feel whole and complete. Yeah, that's always kind of a good meditation. All right, thanks and take care. Bye.